This little guy right here needs to be a square all night. Acts just like a cell phone, has a battery pack charging the camera at all times so that way it doesn't die on you.
Right on.
The center obviously will give us that particular temperature. So Dad, you're going to help him out with this. And it's going to fluctuate. So if I go up to the blue, everything will start to fluctuate based on the hottest and coldest areas of that particular screen. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys are going to partner up on this guy just because it's super rad, and you usually need 2 people on there anyway. All right, so to help him debunk some of the things that are going to show up on that camera, we're going to use 2 different types of thermometers here. So the first one is going to be an infrared. Okay, everybody see the red dot? All right, so what this guy is going to do is it's only going to measure what it touches. So the air in between it is not being measured. So if Jake actually finds, say, a building or a wall, there's something floating around it, we can actually see, oh, well, sorry, the wall is the exact same temperature. It must be the wall. Does that make sense? It's not going to be the air in front of it. So we're actually going to go with you on this guy. So then we're going to have to measure the air in between. So if he does find something and it isn't the wall, because that particular thermometer doesn't have it, we also have an ambient thermometer. Now what this guy will do is it's going to measure the air around it. So we can actually put this in front of the building and say, okay, the temperature on the building is a little bit warmer. This, however, actually is a little cooler 5 to 8 inches away from it. Does that make sense to everybody? Excuse us, folks. Go right ahead.
Sorry.
Are you good?
We're looking for
The top number measures humidity. The bottom number actually measures the temperature, the ambient temperature. So I'm going to go with you since you actually booked the tour. So, no worries, guys. I got a good one.
There's going to be a camera? There's going to be on camera?
Sure.
Nice.
2020 COVID.
Oh, those are trees.
All right. Next piece is a spirit box. This is a manual spirit box. So what the manual spirit box will do is it will actually sweep through AM, FM radio stations. I have it set to FM. And what we're listening for on this are any kind of voices that are going to come through, whether it's a DJ, a song lyric, or a disembodied voice over top of the static. So what does that mean? There's going to be a clicking noise. It's going to be a static click. So what that means is that it's going to click through all the different radio stations. If it pauses long enough for us to hear a syllable word or a 3-syllable word or whatever, we were actually meant to hear it. So Brian and Kelsey, you guys are going to be my listeners for this. It is super important. I'm actually going to play
shoot, it's 30 degrees out there.
And then I'll show you the quick operation. So it's on one station now. As you guys can hear, nothing but pure static. I start to sweep. You can hear how quickly it's clicking through all those stations. So for us to actually get something, there's going to be some things they can't make out. That's okay. We want something out of it. You will get intelligent responses out of this. That's almost a guarantee. So again, there's one button on the back of the speaker, right here in the dead center.
Just let me know when you're tired, buddy.
I'm fine, dude. Dude, I'm fine.
They keep waiting us.
Yeah.
Share that. So, let's see, what else do I have left? Food does not have anything. You guys got a double.
We're good.
Yeah, you guys
I'll
have
be
a lot to do.
trading off with it.
Alright, so
How about this? I do half and you do half.
Oh, that's what we're going to have to do.
Okay.
What is it?
Alright. So I got these 2 guys. Now these are lasers. Okay? Lasers are super important to ghost hunting. First off, this is a laser grid. Anybody see the laser grid?
Yeah.
So what this guy will do, notice that they are squares, because this one is actually dots. The squares, in the event we catch something, if I am quick enough with my phone, I can actually take a picture of it and get a full 3D image, and if it's any kind of spiritual anything, I can actually manifest it for you guys in your evidence. So, this is a new gadget for me. I have obviously not caught anything with it yet, but what you're going to be looking for is going to be, actually, I want to hand this one off to you. Thank you. This guy is a little bit more of a better demonstration. Now this one, actually, we want as many dots as possible, because obviously it's not a grid. So what we're going to be looking for there, and Jake, go ahead and film this, because you will be able to see the white lines that you're going to be looking for all the time. So hang on. Everybody see those green streaks? Sorry about the smoke if it went in your face. Did you guys catch that? All right, so in the event we actually catch an apparition or a spirit that we can't see with the naked eye, this is going to help us. Keep in mind, the spirit is not going to stay in this grid for very long. It's going to be a very quick flash. So if you kind of see where my hand is being flashed at, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be very fast. Okay, so I'm actually going to go with you guys on this. So you guys can kind of go back and forth, and then I need one. So how many does your group have? You have 3 gadgets. All right, so you've actually been pretty quiet all night, so I'm actually going to hand you off the recorder. So it's going to be up to you to stay where the action is. So whoever's got the most activity is where you're going to need to be. So I'm going to start this off, and then I'm going to
Say hi
pass
to
it
the
you,
camera.
okay?
Hi, camera.
June 20th, 9 p.m. tour, and that will be with you all night long. So that way, if you want to stay close to me somewhat so you can hear the stories, again, that normally stays with me, but we're going to be creative tonight. All right, so let me show you the cool stuff I'm going to use on my phone.
I just tired.
First off, I'm also going to keep an EMF on standby just in case something goes wrong with the EMF. Who has the EMF again? Taylor. All right, so the cool thing about this one is it will actually tell me what's nearby. So if it tells me that there's a cell phone or a computer or just a high electrical cord, it'll tell me those things. If it's dangerous, it'll let me know that as well. At the very top of your evidence page is the list of all the apps I'm going to use tonight. Everybody always asks me. This way I don't have to text that information to you in the morning. The second one is actually going to be, nope, that's not the spirit box. It's called Ghost Detector. It is also a spirit box. So what this does, and it's not in sync with your spirit box, is it's actually going to give us the list of words right here in the center. So I will tell you whatever the word says, even if I have to interrupt my own story. I'll say, hey, we got the word building or mouse or whatever. Again, 80% of what comes out of this is meant to be a game and a hoax. But I believe, if you guys all notice, every one of you has an electronic device. Nothing here is manual, there's no Ouija boards, there's no compasses, nothing that can be manipulated. Everything is electronic. They're having a good time. So, we already got the word maze. So somebody's going to be a little confused on their way back. I will try to connect what is happening around us to your actual tour and the location. However, sometimes I'm just going to say, no, that doesn't make any sense. You're going to get a giant list of words. This is from last night. As you can see, they have well over 150 words in their list. I highlighted for them what was relevant to their tour. We're going to clear that out and start you guys off fresh. And it's going...
Was it good last night?
It was. We had an excellent tour last night. And I honestly, I can't always say that. Some nights are just weaker than others. It just depends on the energy that's out. Last but not least, I'm going to use a reverse spirit box. A reverse spirit box is going to take the FM stations and is going to play them backwards. It's going to sound like complete gibberish to everybody here, but when we are actually meant to hear something, it's going to come through forward motion in a regular word in regular English. There might be some languages that come through we just don't understand, so therefore it's still gibberish. I'm not an interpreter of any type of language, nor am I going to pretend to be. So I'm actually going to walk up and down the aisle here so everybody can get a listen for this. And this is a super great tool for me.
Scary.
It's complete gibberish.
It's kind of scary.
You sound like you already know what this is. Have you used one of these before?
No, it sounds like what they used to say about Black Sabbath record playing the backwards or something. Yeah. Pink Floyd.
So it sounds like the devil.
Yeah. I know what it is. That's the radio frequencies. And they're going to play that backwards, and if we hear a spirit's voice, it's going to play forward.
Exactly.
So we'll be able to differentiate the difference.
Do you think like the spirit will
very clear.
Cool.
Do you think like the spirit will walk up and talk and then walk away or something?
Tom's going to follow me around, so that way you guys can actually hear it on your audio.
That'd be cool. That's it. That way you can tell the difference.
Oh, this is going to be
all that. The cool thing is I can keep both spirit boxes running at the same time, so all I have to do is turn the volume up and down. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? You guys ready to go hunt some ghosts?
Oh yeah.
All right, you're already at a haunted location. Congratulations. So, this used to be called Cane Rum Bar, but before that, it was called Big John's. Big John's was named after a football player that lived here in town. Don't ask me what team. I'm not a sports person. But Big John used to sit in the back of the bar. And we actually had the Citadel close by, and the cadets would come down for a drink after they were done training. And Big John would nod off to the bartender if they were of age or not. You just tell him yes or no. One night he pissed off 2 guys, and they weren't of age, so they left. The next night they come, and they steal the cash register from the front of the bar. Are you getting stuff already?
Yeah, some stuff's coming through.
Nice. That's good. So Big John, after they steal the cash register, takes out his gun, and he takes one out. The bullet hole is still in the front of the building. If you're sitting in the front of this bar, when it's actually open, no longer a bar, it is said that you'll get a little dizzy, disoriented, those kind of things. So it just doesn't make you feel great. We'll just say that. So last night I gave out this warning like I do every night, and last night was probably the first time in a while that it's actually happened. I give you that story about Big John and the disorientation is because not everybody can handle paranormal stuff and EMF and those kind of things. If anybody feels dizzy, stomach ache, anything of that nature, you need to speak up. I
almost tripped into her a second ago. Did you see me do that?
Are you dizzy?
I was like going like this, and I like stumped. No, I'm not. But I almost tripped over into her.
I saw you.
You saw it, didn't you? And I swear I don't drink, so I haven't been drinking.
Oh, dude, you have a headache.
I do?
Yeah, you're at 101.
But it was weird, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not dizzy though, but I was tripped.
It's going to affect you to the point where things may seem a little hazy. Again, anybody, speak up. Last night it actually happened. Somebody got a heavy feeling in their chest. We actually had to stop the tour, get them out of that area pretty quickly. It was just a little too much for them. It happens. Okay, so don't be afraid of it. Even if you have the slightest little ping, I don't mind. I know how it's going to affect me. It's every single night. I do this for a living. But if and I got the word safe, so somebody's telling us we're actually going to be okay. But at the same token, guys, if I feel uncomfortable about a specific area and I'm not feeling well, I will say we need to go now. And that's when we need to go. Is that fair?
Yep.
All right, so the other thing is you guys all probably heard, at least those of you that took tours today, about the big earthquake of 1886. This is where the first death occurred. So the mantle that's on the side of the building also wraps around the front. A piece of the mantle and broke, struck somebody in the head. His ghost is said to be seen on East Bay Street. I don't know his name. There's no record of it. I can't find it. But Paul, the previous owner that used to run Cane Rum Bar, actually has stories about seeing that ghost. So he also used to talk to Big John almost on a nightly basis, and things would move around. So, all right, guys, we're actually going to head down this way. So,
Dude, I hate when people scream at the top of their lungs out of the car. It gives me a heart attack. Oh my. No, dude, I'm like Tom Hanks,
If you
right?
want to be Tom Hanks, that's good. Be Tom Hanks.
They call me the director and the camera dude.
I really just like enjoying the tour.
Yeah. Dude. Big John. Big John shoots a local link.
Big
those
bad
of you
John.
with lasers,
Big
there
John
are
shoots a
certain
local
places where I'm going to
12-year-old.
say no lasers. Main streets, windows of any kind, including from the Red Barn. There are ponies in there, and you will spook them. So please, no lasers when you're using those lasers. So where are my grid pen people? So the red box and the green.
Her thing
How-
went crazy back there for a bit. The
The
light.
EMF?
Yeah.
Nice. Near that front window?
No, the side door.
It's not going to be near the side door. So anything by
It
that
was,
area,
like, all
there's an
along
electrical
the
box
thing.
very close to it. So,
Yeah, it was by the electrical box.
okay. So you're going to get stuff from there. So those of you with those green lasers and the red laser, you're going to start pointing straight down, and you're going to slowly move out until you can still see the dots and the squares, but you're not going to go into any windows, any cars, or anything else that's moving nearby. We're not to disrupt the city of Charleston. Not to mention I'll probably walk away in handcuffs. The cops do not like my lasers. And same thing with the thermometer. So we need to be careful with that too. Oh, your yellow thermometer? So guys, this is a great teach and train session. First off, this place is completely haunted. I don't really have a true story here other than the fact that this is the same red barn that holds the horses for the carriage rides, and it's the same red barn where they have the horses that deliver milk to Charleston. So that gives you the age of the place. Okay, so the only ghost stories and scary stuff that I have out of here is from these tours, and it's by all stuff that you guys find. So whenever we get to an area, this is where I kind of bounce around and make sure everybody knows what they're doing. So thermal camera, very slow sweeps, Jacob, all the way across. All you gotta do is walk around and get slow sweeps. Well, not yet, hang on.
My bad.
Spirit box is super active here. I'm also going to be using my reverse spirit box here. I did all kinds of things. I can have full conversations with folks if I'm lucky. These thermometers, it's a great place to kind of just gauge temperatures and see where we're at. Again, keep the laser out of the window, all of them. But your ambient thermometer, your light's going to go off. So there's a button on the face of it, bottom right. You turn it off and then back on again. That's going to be a constant thing for you all night long. Let's see, who else do we have? Your EMF, we basically need to be following you. So wherever you are going crazy in here, if and when it does happen, this place has only let me down one time. That's where the action's going to be, and you're already getting a couple of blips. All right, guys, let's explore a little bit. Let's see what we can find. I'm going to turn up my spirit box. You guys shout out whatever you hear, so that way Tom can catch it on the audio. So that, because you guys are the only ones that can hear that. So he's got to know what it is, so everybody else can hear it later on. You guys can spread out a little bit. It's an open lot. Just watch for cars.
Wait, so what's the temperature that we're going to be looking for now?
So what are your temperatures right now? 84 and so it's going, they're not synced up together. Okay, they're not going to be perfectly exact. What is your regular temperature average? What do you think?
You mean in like the blue areas?
Sure.
84.
Okay, so 84. So anything below 79, I'm going to get a little excited about.
Okay.
Okay? Is that fair? Okay. So, did you guys have that, the two grid pens together by chance? Like the red and the green?
On top of each other?
Did you already do that?
No.
Because I got the color blue and red and green.
Do that again.
But I did get the word blue. Again, it could be relevant to our next area. But,
Whoa, 23 degrees up there.
so you guys can also ask questions. You guys can ask me questions that they can yes or no. And give the entity time to answer. You can ask them questions 7 times. But give them a good 2 to 3 minutes to try to come through. They might be stirring up the energy to ask one or answer one question for you, and you've already asked 3 minutes. Does that make sense? Yeah. She's like, I'm following you guys.
Daddy, are you here with us tonight? I'm not sure what color's blue.
Okay.
There's something over here.
Birds and butterflies.
What kind of birds?
Cardinals and dark black butterflies, like black butterflies with a little bit of blue.
Okay.
Like
So
all
monoliths. Or monoliths.
Yes, you could like look at that. It's very obvious to look up and
Okay.
very obvious.
So, let's see if anybody comes through. It happens all the time. Usually people wait until something comes through that might actually trigger it. You kind of preempted it, but that's okay.
I've been asking them to come all night.
I got the number 15.
What does that mean?
Hello. Female voice. Yeah. Well,
Oh, well, that place is 77. Behind you is cold.
how cold?
It's... Oh, it just went up. Never
There's
mind.
going to be a little bit of a breeze that comes through here.
That's true.
So who do I have here with me tonight?
Where?
Starting to lighting a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Get tired, let me know.
She's had a lot of lights going crazy.
Here, can we
over
switch
there.
for this spot and I'll do it at the next spot?
Sure.
I think you'll like this
All
job.
lighting up a lot. was going to red. Right here. Right here. He asked what happened to you, right? Yeah. Decapitated.
I got decapitated and then the name Emma. You just asked what happened to you there. And you asked and it came up here.
Yeah.
So all this past week, I've been asking questions and they've been coming up over there. So it's been like that's just a reverse effect. So it's interesting that actually happened.
It's red right here.
Dude, I just heard he died. He died? He died. The guy's voice.
So who was Emma?
That just said Emma. It just said Emma.
Like plain as day?
She just said, who died? The guy just said Emma.
Yeah, serious.
Oh my god, it's kind of chilly with yeah, you too. This is exciting.
Who was Emma?
I just heard Emma again.
Have you seen any white in there?
No. We've been watching. How old was Emma?
There's a little bit. But it looks like it's like hard to tell if it's windows or
How old
I
was
mean
Emma?
it's like this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what on this is. Fine. Fine. Well, can't really do anything else with this.
Yeah.
Can't really do anything else with it at the corner.
Yeah.
You wanna do it?
I'll do the keyboard.
Yeah. This is all roll.
No, that's because you no, move your finger. Ta-da.
Can you give us a number? Now, did she die near Raper Valley over there? Or did she live over there?
How was what was the
That was the horse.
oh what?
Did he take off?
Did you take off?
No, he had to go to the bathroom. He's got to pee his pants. Look at Taylor. Anything with the camera over here?
Nah. Nothing. Oh, Dad, your head's back to normal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's at 98.
Not a hot head anymore?
No. Did you have a headache then?
Oh, really?
A man in a bar shoots local 19-year-old with a pistol for stealing it.
Oh, that's not that good.
Cool. I don't see how people can do this as a job, like this camera dude stuff.
Away from that device to make it go to green.
Daddy, step away from that device and the tube.
Alright, keep it still. Get it to red again, where your red spot was. Can you step away from this device to make it go to green?
Daddy, step away.
You gotta step away from it. Occupation. What was their job? They're not wanting to step away. Have you move up this way? Yeah. Move up this way. Watch the car running the bike. Fan is killing us in here. What gear is coming on? Cameron. Does that mean anything to anybody? Huh? Cameron? His name.
No, it's not. Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
It's spelled a little different. Yeah.
Keep going on, buddy.
Just keep panning. You should be until we have. She's got some really good activity here, but I'm not catching anything in the grid.
I'm not either, dude.
Some nice slow pans because it's not a high pixel camera, so it takes a second for it to kind of catch up, which I'm sure you caught up seeing the blurriness of it from time to time.
Is Doors Alley pretty active?
It can be.
Is it like either it's like really active or it's like really not?
We'll find out tonight. We will be heading there ourselves.
You want me to do it for a while?
What?
You want me to do it for a while?
You want?
What am I not supposed to touch?
Like, just don't touch. See that right there? Don't touch that. And that too. Look, this is my finger. Don't put it in front of this, okay?
Okay. Gotcha.
Something either on the camera or on the audio. So it might be something we're going to have to look at. Alright, so guys, we're going to actually head on to the next spot. You guys have been pretty quiet, which means things are starting to calm down. I know yours is going crazy right now, but nobody's gathering enough energy to actually come to the Where's Tom? Did we lose him? Oh. Hopefully we didn't record that. I haven't. Okay, I got you. Alright, so let's keep those lasers kind of put away for a minute.
Daddy left. He was here. I told him. I asked him to come. I really asked him. Taylor had punched that thing. And we heard Emma. Emma got decapitated. Do we know how old and how
I remember when there's this Ghost Radar Classic was popular.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Was that just like something to his friends to like scare them?
So is this, but the fact that it actually types out the words for me just makes it that much more fun. I just gotta decipher what's real and what's not.
Me and my mom used to sit and play with the Ghost Radar Classic. Have you ever been to Sorrel Weed House?
I have.
That's a nice house.
Oh, it's a little crazy with activity. I'll tell you that. I got all kinds of stuff when I was in there.
Did you do the night tours?
I did. I actually stayed at the Foley House, and then we went to Sorrel Weed House, and then we did a full ghost walk. Alright, so, yes, another parking lot, I know, but if I were to actually have a grand finale, this would be it. So, this is the Eliza and Charles Quigley Mansion site. The cool thing about this is it actually deals a lot with our Charleston history. A lot of this is going to make sense to you from some of the tours you took earlier. So Charles and his son Charles Coatsworth were signers of the Constitution. This is where they lived. Now, his wife, Eliza Lucas Pinckney, was a little bit more of a better story. So it's great that Charles and his son signed the Constitution. I'm proud of that fact. But Eliza's story goes a little bit deeper. So she married Charles to stay here in the States. Her dad was sick over in England. He wanted her home. She said no, so she married Charles. Big age difference. So Dad got better. They made amends, and Dad started sending over plants. We're talking like 1700s, 1750s. So he started sending over all these plants because Eliza is a botanist. The indigo plants that y'all heard about, did you guys all hear about indigo plants on your tours? They started right where you're standing. Her first garden would have been right aligned with this blue dumpster right here. So the mansion in the front, then the garden, and then the slave homes in the back. So she wasn't only the person that just planted it and started that cash crop for Charleston, she was also the businesswoman that sold it overseas. We're talking colonial period times where women did not have a place in business. So that's why she is so significant here. There's lots of cool fun facts that I've actually done with science, about the years of science. But there's all kinds of things that you can ask Eliza, like, because she's known as Eliza Lucas, there's a reason for that. Charles's wife before her was also named Eliza. You can ask Eliza, how many wives did Charles have named Eliza? And she'll give you a number. They had 5 children. I don't remember all their names because I'm kind of a jerk like that. But we're looking for names: Charles, Thomas, Harriet, and I cannot remember the other 2. But those 3 specific names, if they come through, it's awesome. That means she brought one of her kids with her. It's happened before. Her husband, like, she just gave me the word silent. She'll tell me her name. She'll say hi to Nick. Like, she says very specific things. So you can ask her pretty much whatever you want between me, Brian, and Kelsey back there, and we can see what we can come up with. But again, give them time to answer. Our light flashing back there. A lot of times we'll go in sync with the EMF detector to kind of show you how much energy is here. Sometimes it's flickering a little fast, sometimes it's not flickering at all, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's orange to the black.
My arms are tired. My shoulders hurt. Well, you got a happy
We'll
one?
see the light. It will go in sync within 2 frames. If you were to do it frame by frame.
There's that one dude.
How much that I just gave you like 5, so you can ask.
Eliza, what child did you bring tonight?
Turn up mine. You can ask what her flavor plants are. She'll tell you what color were they. We got the color blue earlier.
Indigo blue.
Indigo blue. So indigo, for those of you that don't know, is blue dye. It's what makes your blue jeans blue. We still use it today. It just doesn't come from Charleston. I got the word strain. So lasers, we can go, but don't go above the wall because there's other businesses and things like that. But we can explore, guys. Just watch cars coming in because this is a parking lot. I just got the word place. Place.
Just in place. It's just in
Oh
place.
my god, my arm.
It's in place. It's in
Dude, my arms are so tired.
We're getting a lot of identical stuff. Usually it's different.
I know, right?
But it's actually in sync. So I'm actually going to separate from you. So if you want to stay with them,
Kinda sucks.
You want me to do it for a bit?
If it's okay with you. Thank
Jake,
you.
oh, you going to follow me?
His arms are tired.
All right.
Yep, I will.
All right, so because that has audio, I want you to kind of stick close to me. That way we get audio from both corners. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, so let's do this. You're getting a lot over here. You're going to get a lot all over. This place has only disappointed me twice, where we didn't have any EMFs whatsoever and no activity. Again, been doing this a year. I got the word louder, so did everybody hear me? Do I have to shout louder?
Yep. And she's going louder over there too.
You see something? Liza.
Not yet. Want to trade?
Nope. My glowy thing's going crazy.
Again, nice slow movements with that. The pixels on it aren't super high, so it takes a second for it to catch up. That's why I say nice slow sweeps.
okay.
Eliza. Wrong way. Eliza, I got a whole new group for you tonight. Can you say hi to Nick for them? culture. Yes, we talked about the colonial culture already. Eliza, can you say hi to Nick? Blocked. Who's blocking you? Is Charles with you again? So whenever Charles is here with her, he kind of like stops her from talking, and I'll get a lot of those grumbles that come through.
Is that the castle that's out in the middle of the...
Castle Pinckney?
Yeah, that's out in the middle of the bay, right?
Yep.
Yeah. At the harbor.
I just got the word very. Not sure what relevance it is. So a lot of times, guys, like in the morning when I bring up all your data and look at it as a whole, that's when I can start really making sense of things. So right now, like we're getting random words. The word very doesn't mean anything to me now, but if I look at it as, oh, it said very, and then I got antique or elegant or anything like that later on, I can kind of piece things together to kind of make sense.
Come on, show me. Show me you're here.
That's cool.
Well, if you just look at it like this, it's not... Well, if they see some other ones, they might think it's cool.
Like, does it turn black? Like, does it turn black if something walks by it?
No, it's gonna go bright green.
It's going to be up high, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's gonna be above the grid, so it's gonna be very quick. I mean, that's basically what you're gonna be looking at. Yep, that's it. I do the smoke test, so you guys can all get a gist of like those are great streets. If there's something gonna go by, it's gonna be very fast. Liza, you see me?
Anything here?
Come on, show us. Show us where you're at.
Eliza?
Eliza, we think it's amazing what you did with the indigo plant and the indigo blue color.
Are you getting red up there?
Power
Yeah.
woman. Power woman.
All right, Eliza, you gotta talk to me here.
That light's flickering on and off.
Is somebody else with us besides Eliza? Come forth and tell us your name. Lynn. Eliza.
I always thought it was like that if it's soft.
Yeah. Did she have a son named Ed that was like the fifth born? Did she have a son named Ed possibly that was like the fifth born?
Edward.
What temperature are you looking for?
I would say 5 degrees below 79 where we were, but it is a little cooler over here. So we need to get a base temperature. Alright, so we got Charles, Thomas, Harriet, George. This is really something, right? Yeah, George.
Come back, Daddy. I liked it when you were with us. I want Daddy to come back.
So you guys feel that breeze and it's making things cooler over here versus over there. Where am I lined up here? So, Eliza, where would I be if your house was here? Can you tell me where I'd be if your house was still here?
Circumference.
Eliza, I know I have a large group tonight. Can you please speak to me?
Eliza, what happened to your house? It's not here anymore.
see if the response is going to come out over there. I know what happens to the house.
We asked that earlier. And nothing came up.
Liza, can you tell us what happened to the house? Your beautiful mansion right here on East Bay Street. Work. The male voice stuff.
I want the sound.
Kaylin, you're still pretty active, right?
I'm active wherever I go, really. Like, I hit red every time.
Guys, the thing that sucks about this site is they're about to put a commercial hotel here, and they're not going to do an archaeological dig. So we're not going to have all of the stuff that should have been here from the Pinckneys or learn more about the home. So I did ask, where am I standing? I was looking for like foyer because I was lined up with the gate. This is where the foyer would have been.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah, you guys were metal detecting earlier, weren't you? No wonder you're thinking that
Some
way.
dude ran us off, though.
My hair is friggin' up.
You guys find any differences in temperature? No?
Besides everything.
Okay. So don't forget, guys, Tom is holding an audio recorder. So she could be speaking to that, and we just can't hear it. So again, there's many ways for her to communicate with us right now. Eliza, who else is here with you?
It gets really strong up there.
No, it does.
I'm actually going to get pretty close to I got different voices coming through, so I just want your audio to pick it up. Eliza, who else is here with you? Come on, Eliza, give us one more word. Ventures. Somebody's keeping us quiet. All right, Eliza, I'm going to move the group on. Can you say goodbye? I'm listening for a goodbye or a good night.
Yeah, the car went by. She
Yeah.
just asked me what was your favorite flower about a minute ago, and you heard lavender.
Well, I also get the word jasmine. I've had that twice when I've asked that question before. So she just must love everything. Like it's all of those very colorful type of plants.
Because of what she did, who she was.
Right.
Fatness, that's amazing.
Eliza, I got to move the group on. Can you say goodnight? Or goodbye?
Did she die from the fire?
No. She actually died in Philadelphia. She's not even buried here. She just loves her home.
You get tired of all of it.
Did you like what?
Weird, yeah.
I was going to see something.
Oh, well, do something different. Oh, well, what?
Yeah, so the end of it is a turnstile. You just turn it.
Can you, like, push it to it, like, you don't have to hold the button?
No. Yep. That's why I got the red one, because it just has a toggle switch. Alright, so I think things have either calmed down or she's just not gathering up enough energy. So, guys, we're going to walk a few blocks to get to our next location. The lasers, please keep them off. We're going to be on East Bay Street. By all means, if you want to keep listening, keep videoing. because you never know where we're going to catch things. So again, we're going to walk a couple of blocks. Your EMF, Taylor, where are you?
I'm right here,
All right, so your EMF's going to go crazy because of the crosswalks and those kind of things. You can pretty much ignore it. It's going to do that the whole way down, and you're probably going to, if you watch it, you'll be able to see where the actual patterns and rhythms come from that I was talking about earlier. So that way you can kind of see like what you're not getting excited about.
Okay.
Fair enough? All right, guys, let's head on.
Bye, Eliza. Sounds like an amazing woman.
Yeah, his husband sounds like a parrot.
And very strong-willed against her father. Like she didn't want to go back to England. She wanted to stay here. And careful.
I forget there's audio on that.
You might see something tomorrow. I'm trying to do a good job. Bye, Eliza.
She loves her home.
We should look up
Eliza and
her
Lucas.
picture of their home.
Eliza Lucas Pinckney. Here she is.
Oh, look at her. Good for her.
It's pretty.
Good for her. Aw.
What?
The spirits in that thing.
Oh, the market. Here's her home, I think. I don't know. I think this was her home.
A lot of white. There'd be a lot here because of what happened here.
At least we have you guys.
See, he said there'd be white around stuff. Where's
Her home.
Aww. Did you show those people?
No.
They would be interested in it. They like this.
I wish we were getting more readings on your camera, and I wish we had the sounds. I want to talk to them.
You can go up and ask us stuff. They're very nice.
Excellent decision.
So you have your red on. Tells them when you read the message.
Those were ice water. Yeah. I don't know.
Who's in this alley right now?
Were there any deaths in this alley?
You have to wait between questions. It takes a lot of energy.
Might answer on his. I might answer on Nick's.
This is all like for ghosts. Yeah. Do we have any?
She's not real. She's a ghost.
We don't have any in our building.
We're hoping.
That's no fun.
We have some in here.
That's no fun.
We're hoping.
You have a beer too?
Yeah.
Let's gather around.
Okay. Nick, has it said anything? Because we asked it questions.
So this is where I let you guys kind of catch up, and I give you guys like the words I got on the way here. So I got the words can, girl, word, birth, dispute. So we got 5 words on the way over here. Did you happen to hear anything? In the spirit box again. I don't usually get a ton of activity on the way there. So guys, this is Lodge Alley. This is one of the oldest streets in Charleston. Okay, so people actually used to live on this street. So lately, I used to tell one of my stories from when I was doing my thing with the psychic, but lately, because I've been learning more and more about this alley, I just kind of like to hang out here for a few minutes, see what you guys listen for, see if I get specific names. I actually have the full roster of names of people that used to live on this street and what they did for a living. So we had mariners, we had cooks, we had all kinds of people that lived on this street. So in the event we actually get a name, like I'm going to change up my routine so you guys are kind of on my practice session of me learning more about Lodge Alley. So also keep in mind, this is where the Masons used to meet. So on a nice cool night in Charleston, they would meet right here in the middle of the street before it was a residential area and kind of see, like they would talk business because this was a cool night for Charleston. Okay, even though it's humid for us, most of you Floridians are probably not too bad. But this is a cool night where I'm not sweating my tail off all night. So behind you guys, we also have Lodge Alley, the Lodge Alley Inn. You're good. It said it's one of those like blue green adventure type places, but every hotel around here has their own ghost stories. And Lodge Alley Inn is no different. There's no specific story that goes along with it, but they do get full apparitions in there in specific rooms. So, again, with the video, we never know what we're going to catch. And I'm going to actually probably focus on Lodge Alley for your specific tour. Last night's tour, we had another area that was super active. I'm not getting other words here. I see that you guys are pretty quiet. Your EMF is random. Everybody see how steady that is on the second dot? That's what we don't want. That's coming from the building behind us. It's radiating enough electromagnetic fields for that to say, I'm going to stay right here. Okay, so I don't get excited about stuff like that. But guys, if you ever want to read those psychic stories that I did, it's all in the blog. That's what I started it off with. You guys will have a direct link to it after the tour. And there's a lot of really cool stuff. So if you don't believe in psychics, he's the only one I've ever truly believed. Because he has proven time and time again with dates, names, weird phrases, those kind of things, where he does automatic writing. Does anybody know what automatic writing is? Automatic writing is if you and I were having a conversation, my hand would be doing this and not saying anything that's coming out of the words of my mouth. Like it would have a whole different story. It might say brick or alley, hotel, or whatever. He's coming up with all kinds of different phrases. And I put the pictures of all his automatic writings to each case on the blog, so that way it was a verification. And I didn't tell him anything. It's amazing.
It's like they lived on the street or they did live up there.
They didn't live on the street. They had jobs. So
They came here and met.
yeah, they came here and met. But the people that lived on the street, like this building wouldn't have been here. This is obviously newer with the way it is, the structure of it. This building on this side of it, on the other side, would have been housing. So these are actually different types of bricks too, as I'm sure you'll notice. Guys, we're going to actually walk through here, but the end of this particular alley is residential. Tour guides are not allowed to do tour guiding things. So we're going to be 12 people, 12 friends, ghost hunting. We're going to go out here and we're going to make a right. I'm going to actually pull out a flashlight on my phone. So please continue to listen and obviously keep continuing to video so that way we can capture anything else.
How hot am I? What does it say?
Dad's even hotter.
92?
I can't read that, it's so small.
I'm sweaty.
It's good because we're. Hope you find stuff on this tomorrow.
I want to talk to Eliza more. She seems nice.
Nick likes her. They have a good relationship.
Everybody good? We can all see.
That is so cool. Looks like a building. Anything?
There's some stuff that comes up.
Dad needs to be up with Nick. He can't be in the back like this.
Hey, Nick.
Hatred, what's going on right now. That's
You
why
just
she
asked what
said
you think
that.
about Charleston now, and it said hatred.
So, gather around. Right after, we had a riot here on May 30th, and I was running this ghost hunt.
Yep,
with
that's
a
why
holder.
she said that. I knew that.
Right after that, I want to say it was 2 nights after that, if you go through the evidence, it actually all points to the riot and how the spirits felt about it. Like, there was very angry terms on there. Terms like rally, go away. It was just all pointing towards what's been happening down here lately. Now, things have obviously gotten very peaceful over the past couple of days. I'm sure you guys all heard about the Calhoun Monument in Marion Square. But it's actually got a fence around it now. So if you haven't been over there, it's got a fence around it to protect it. They destroyed King Street. It was a bad one.
Everything's boarded up.
Yeah.
It looks horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the little baby.
Dr. last time that was out.
Oh, a nice night trip.
Those whistling doctors always working around town whistling. That's a good luck.
I knew that's. I knew that it was going to say that. I was thinking about asking it right when he did, asking what they thought of the race riots here. I was thinking that when that answer came up. Because there seem to be very peaceful spirits here.
Is that another ghost tour?
No, that's ghost stories.
So we're ghost hunters.
Hunters. Oh, that's beautiful over there. That's so pretty.
Oh, yeah. You know you're supposed to be up by him, right? It's recording and so is yours. Oh my god. Ah.
Was there something with like a doctor?
Yeah, was there a
We
doctor
heard
back there or
medicine,
medicine?
like,
Yeah,
on-
what? What'd you get?
We heard the word medicine. When we,
I've had the
before
word medicine on previous tours down here. We're going back to that, so we'll see.
And the guy on the buggy just said doctor. When he was coming by, we just kind of talking about a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the story of a Dr. Joseph Brown Lab down there. So we're actually going to talk about botches here for just a second, and we'll get back to Philly. So we'll talk about that evidence that you guys got when we're back in that alley. So bring your camera over here. So guys, this is Bocce's restaurant. Bocce's restaurant hasn't been inhabited since 2015 because it's completely haunted. The doors don't stay locked. Nobody lives in it.
Can we go over by it?
No, because behind it is residential. So we stay on this side. So what you're looking for on that camera is you want the windows to turn blue. This is where I caught the streak last night that I could not explain. There was a car passing by, but the streak going this way was a heck of a lot quicker than the car passing by. So there's no way it was a reflection of light. So thermal imaging cameras cannot see through windows. It can see through a trash bag, but it cannot see through pure glass. Don't know what the science is behind that. That was one of the reasons why I got it, because I wanted to be able to capture shadows and things like that that you can actually see in the building. So she's getting us a quick sweep of the building. We'll move on. If I were to ever open up a shop, that's where it would be. Because I would have the shop in the bottom and then rent out the top with all your equipment with each room as a haunted room. So kind of the same thing. There's no story that says why it's haunted. The building's honestly not even that old. The building was put there in like 1990.
You're there. Show us. Show yourself to us. Show yourself to us. Totally haunted, huh? Not in a good place.
So, you guys want to send that to me?
Okay. Trading off so I can look at the building.
It gets wears your shoulders out a little bit on it.
Yeah, right?
Has anybody ever seen anything through the windows?
My daughter's caught.
To come forward.
My daughter's caught like shadows in the windows before, and she was the one who took pictures last night and probably missed it, but she actually caught a light. It's like a little, it's an orb from what we gathered.
Was it a good restaurant?
So like
I don't know.
now I'm
I wasn't here
interested.
then.
What's everybody looking at?
Bocce's restaurant. It's haunted.
Oh. But don't look at the building, look inside the building, and then you'll find what's going on.
Very true.
We're
But
trying to.
We're trying to, but
Or you can feel it. Oh, sorry. Are you leaving?
I'm the tour. Yeah, I'm the tour.
so sorry.
You're good, man. You're good.
Thank you.
Hey, can somebody tell me where a gas station is? I can find a cigarette though.
Down at the corner.
Excellent.
All right, guys, let's go
I
run.
leave money.
I hope he can find his way back.
Take a look at what this just said. What did that guy look like?
Jesus. Yeah. That's crazy. Holy shit.
Now look what it says.
Didn't know Jesus was looking for cigarettes.
I didn't ask anything.
Now, what does it say there?
Yeah. Plain sense.
He said go in. Just go in the building.
Yeah, you got a lot better chance of finding stuff. Just go in.
He had the right idea.
Yeah.
I think he was a little wrong. Had the right idea, though.
There's a lot of tours up here.
Yeah.
So they gather everybody up right here to kind of give you the skinny of what's happening. Who else do we have on the phone? What the heck? They're knocking on the door. Which door? There's people that live there.
Oh.
Oh no. Guys, you're gonna get me arrested.
People live in there?
No, they live in the building behind it.
Oh my god.
Same thing in Savannah.
And that white one?
Oh, one time. Dad, remember that one time I knocked on the door and then I ran and then you walked?
Who's in that building? Talk
In the
to us.
hotel?
All right, let's sneak around the corner, guys. There's so many tours up here. Here.
Want to switch?
So I try to look at
Is it fun?
in the event they actually get closer to the graveyard themselves. But I'm going to give you the quick stories here because I don't always give you like their big elaborate story. We took the
Church. Is there anything that's getting there?
Who took the ghost tours again?
Me. That's not it.
Oh, those windows are cold.
You're going to remember now. All right, who's got the video? Okay. Just make sure you're catching all this so everybody can hear these really cool stories. All right, so first off, up by the graveyard, there's a sign. It says there's no ghost here but the Holy Ghost. There's a reason for that. So Susan Howard Hardy in 1888 died 10 days after her stillborn child. In 1988, 100 years later, a photographer comes to town, points his camera inside our cemeteries and starts taking pictures all over. He captures a full apparition. It's a woman with a shawl over her shoulders, and there's a bassinet, like a basket next to her. So, I don't show this picture for two reasons. First off, I'm very superstitious, as I'm sure you all can imagine, with doing this for a living. It says a woman that is holding the picture, her wife, which is very interesting. A female that's holding the picture starts to feel that disoriented feeling I was telling you about earlier. Any woman that's holding the picture that is pregnant will not have a good pregnancy. I'm not cursing my own toys. So, if you want to look that up, Susan Howard Hardy. Look it up on your computer.
There's a lady, she's got her back turned, she's over a grave
Yep.
like this.
You can see it plain as day. Now, we're talking 1988, folks. We didn't have cell phones the way we do now. We didn't have Photoshop. So he had to send this picture off to Kodak to get it debunked. Kodak could not debunk the picture. So normally what I like to do up there is I like to get the grid pens and that laser grid in the cemetery to see if we capture anything. Have I caught anything yet? I have not. But who knows? One of these nights I'm going to.
So if a male looks at it, it's good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
What about
You can look at it, just don't hold it.
what about women that go like in?
What do you mean?
the cemetery?
In a cemetery?
Yeah.
So that side is closed anyway.
Okay.
So again, I haven't even, because that side of it is closed, I don't even know exactly where it is.
Where is that sign says there's no ghosts?
It's right on the fence that we can't get to right now because there's another tour there.
Because I am pregnant.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
So we're going to keep you away from that area. Fair enough, everybody?
Yeah.
So there's a couple more stories that attach here. First off, if you are staying here for the next couple of days, spend the extra $5 to $8 and go visit the Powder magazine. It is haunted, allegedly. I'm going to say no. Every time I've been there, I get nothing. I take all my gadgets, gizmos. It's beautiful, but it is one of the original buildings of Charleston. It is, on paper, the oldest building we have.
It says COVID here, so stay away from it. There's a sign that we saw today. It said COVID here.
On Powder Magazine?
Yeah, right.
That's the C-19 explosive museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There's a gate
Okay.
right there and there's a big sign.
Fair enough.
Stay
All
away.
right. So don't go there.
What was the picture again?
Oh, Susan Howard Hardy.
Sue. You might even come up with Sue Howard Hardy. All right. So anyway, it is the oldest building we have on record. I will argue that the Pink House is older by 1 year, but there's no record of it. But it is haunted. So there's 3 points of reference right here, guys. So obviously you see the big steeple. That's St. Philip's Church. If you don't know that already, I'm sure you all do. Across the street is where Calhoun is buried. But right past that side of the cemetery is the Pirate House. That's where Blackbeard's men used to come off the ships and they would stay and have a drink, so forth and so on. 1 block past the Pirate House, by the way, Pirate House is residential. Somebody lives there. Don't go poking around. Okay. 1 block past that is Doctor here. Top 10 haunted locations in America. I don't capture anything in there, but I can't reach the wood that I believe makes the place haunted. However, the stories go a little something like this. Nettie Dickerson worked here at the church. She was past the marrying age of 17. She was 23 years old. Nobody wanted her. Yeah, right? So Dock Street Theater was a theater at first, then it turned into a hotel that had prostitution. This was during that time that it was a hotel. Then we turned it back into the theater that we have now. But anyway, so she goes down there, she puts on her best red dress, she becomes a lady of the night. I got numbers here, I need to make things nice and friendly. Clean. So anyway, where was I? She's still not happy. Yeah, she's still not happy, so she goes up onto the 2nd floor balcony and she looks back at the church. And you can't see the church from the 2nd floor balcony. Crushed?
Crushed.
Okay. I also got the words "believe him," so you all need to be listening up. So at any rate, so the priest goes down here one night to talk to her out on the balcony about coming back to the church, but she still just wasn't happy. Storm rolls in, lightning strikes the wrought iron banister that she's leaning on and strikes her dead. However, her ghost is said to be seen from the knees up only. Why is that? So when we changed it back into the theater that we know now, we raised the 1st floor ceiling. She's walking on the floor that she knows. So you can only see her from the knees up. Does that make sense to everybody? That's why I like to do the whole demonstration. So, last ghost that's at Dock Street Theater is Junius Booth, Father John Wilkes, who shot Lincoln in a theater. Junius was just one of those actors that came through Charleston at all the time, because that's what actors did. They didn't go on the film, they didn't have it. So, actors travel. He's not buried here, he didn't die here. It is just said he is seen here from time to time. Now, I haven't seen either one of those 2 ghosts myself, and I've been there several times. You can actually take a daytime tour yourself. You don't have to pay anything, you just walk in. I walk in with my EMF, and I'm good to go. I go check things out and see what's happening. I even take a couple of the gadgets. Now, there's wood in there from another mansion near where we started in the Radcliffe Road neighborhood. I believe that the wood from there is what makes it haunted. It's the doors that lead into the main floor. That came from that mansion. And then there's the chair rail on the balcony. I can't reach it because it's 12 feet in the air. So I can't see if there's actually any EMF coming from it. But wood, to me, is part of nature and carries spiritual activity. So Charleston likes to recycle everything. So when something burns down, we salvage what we can and move it somewhere else. So, we have to put they're all still there. All right.
Alright, so we're gonna jump back up on side. Excuse us.
Go into animals, living creatures, birds, the butterflies, any of that then seen here, or is it in buildings?
Most of it's in buildings. You're going to get a lot of pirate stories when you're going around too, but I don't know any animal stories. Alright, so I do definitely want to keep Kelsey away from the cemetery. I don't want to go up near that area.
Won't come back to you.
Yeah.
No, well, it's crowded up there anyway. So we're going to head back to Philadelphia Alley, where you got to kind of hear the story from the carriage ride, and you're going to get the gist of that story down there. There's a lot of cool stuff down there. You were actually asking about it too. So let's head back down this way.
Dueler's Alley. Oh, I got it.
Dude, I would beat you so hard in the duel.
Whatever, man.
They don't call me Clint Eastwood for no reason.
You gotta shoot a gun first before you're good at it.
Shoot, I don't need to shoot nothing.
Alright, leaving. You gonna show up?
This is probably the most peaceful place in all of town.
We'll try this. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Any other pictures?
This was peaceful earlier.
Awesome. All right, let's go a little bit forward.
UPI.
Awesome.
Don't know. I'm sure it is though. Another photo op if anybody wants it. Here? I'm sure there are somewhere. Did you guys learn about this gate? I'm sure you
Nope.
didn't.
Not the gate.
Nobody talks about this. Alright. So, what do you guys think so far? Is this what you guys thought it was going to be? Watch, we got somebody coming through. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, no, you good.
Hunting ghosts, don't mind us. Yeah, nice. Good deal. Alright, everybody kind of gather around because this is a hot spot for other tours too. Guys, this is every other ghost tour's big finale. So I'm going to give you the gist of the story in about 4 minutes, and then we're going to let Brian tell us what he captured on it when we cast this the first time. So I can get that right. Brian, right? Okay. I told you I'm horrible with names. Provoke. Not provoking anybody tonight. Alright, so guys, this is Philadelphia Alley now, but before that it was called Jewelers Alley, and before that it was called Cow Alley, because this is where they kept livestock. So the big story comes from when it was Jewelers Alley. Jewelers was take 20 paces, turn and shoot, kind of doors. Everybody tells this one story, and it's a big thing, but I'm going to summarize it for you in about 4 minutes.
Dr. Joseph.
Keep in mind, hundreds if not thousands of duels occurred here. Why we only tell this one story, I don't know, but it's a great one. So the gate behind me is where the loser of the duel would go to go straight to his grave. St. Philip Cemetery is right next to this little plot of land right here. So the person who died would literally be picked up by his friends and family and taken to his grave, and then they'd go have a fight somewhere. That's just how the way of life was back here. Yes, it's sad, because that's the word I
Where's
just
this
got.
device at, man?
So, Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd, he moved down here. Do you remember what state? I can never remember what
It
state.
was
New-
New Jersey
Was
or
it Jersey?
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
So I've been telling it right all the time. Good deal. So he came down here from New Jersey because he was supposed to get married. His fiance just inherited a bunch of money from her deceased parents, and the lawyer said, no, you need to go finish your studies and start your practice. So he comes to Charleston. The coachman drops him off somewhere where he would have been robbed and killed. Not a good deal. But somebody passing by said, you don't want to stay here, sir. Let me take you somewhere else. He takes him over to 59 Church Street, 1.4 miles from where you stand right now. It's a beautiful home. There is activity there. It's residential. I can't take you. So 59 Church Street if you want to check that out. Anyway, the two guys become friends. The passerby's name is Ralph Isaacs. I tell you that because the name Isaac has come by. I've had the word medicine, PhD, all of those things. So Ralph Isaacs was standard old Charlestonian, and the doctor finishes his studies, starts to practice, he's moving up in the hierarchy of Charleston. And he's a pretty happy guy. He's known as the whistling doctor. If you Google the whistling doctor, this is what you're going to hear and read. So, the two love to go to plays together. You're good. The two used to go to plays together, however, because they were from different parts of society, they had to sit in different areas. So they had to talk about the play on the way home. They go see Richard III, they start walking home, they argue about one of the actresses, the doctor loved her, Ralph did not. It turns into an insult party on the doctor's fiance back home in Jersey. So the two get pissed off, they go their separate ways. Ralph Isaacs put something in a paper about what a disgrace the doctor is to the city of Charleston. He's not from here, he's taking all our money. The doctor rebuttals with, let's settle it in Jewelers Alley. So they come down here, the The doctor was probably on this side because his house is that way, and Ralph is on that side. They take the 20 paces. They turn. The doctor points his gun in the air and shoots. He does not want to kill his friend. He only wanted to make a point. However, Ralph Isaacs takes 2 shots below the knees. The doctor drops to the ground. His friends pick him up, take him home to 59 Church Street, 1.4 miles away, where he dies 10 days later. It is said you can hear the whistling as you're walking through this alley. We are 1 block away from East Bay Street. You all heard how busy it was with motorcycles and all that. Without that humming air conditioner,
It's quiet.
listen how quiet it is. And no, I did not plan that. That was really cool. Okay.
That's cool. 'Cause
So,
we did that earlier.
you can either hear the whistling or you can hear gunshots. The first time I was here, it was bright early in the morning. I did hear whistling, but I debunked it as some birds nearby. Couldn't see them, but it was just one of those things where it's like I didn't have my audio to prove anything. So when we're listening to your audio, this is where you want to crank it up. So between the video and Tom's audio recorder, this is where we're going to try to really listen. So when we're walking through, we're going to kind of whisper to keep things down. Two cool things about this alley. Well, I already told you about the death gate that I like to call, but the bricks that you're standing on get older as you go on. These were replaced in the 1980s and 90s. Okay, but the bricks down there were sun-dried by slave children. What does that mean? That means they literally had to turn bricks every hour because they didn't have brick ovens to bake them. So they were sun-dried. Their fingerprints and handprints are still in the bricks. I'm going to point to them. However, at the end of this alley, it's residential. So I'm going to point and I'm going to keep moving. So the next person that comes by points to the next person. There's 1 full handprint I'm going to point out to you guys. You guys need a picture or a quick EMF. Now last night, 2 of my people decided to come back because they were getting things on the spirit box, and it got a little crazy. Like, we had all kinds of things. I don't normally get an EMF detection off of that handprint because who wants to be where they were asleep? Same thing with a cemetery. So I don't usually research a whole lot of cemeteries because who wants to be where they're buried? They want to go where they're happy. That's why you hear the doctor down there. So this place is gorgeous. I love coming down here. If you guys get a chance to come down here in the morning, it's just like this, only you can sip your coffee in peace. It's beautiful. So
That gate's cold.
what's that?
That gate's kind of cold.
Is it?
A little. There's like patches of cold in it.
Interesting. Your EMF is going to go off where you at, Taylor? So your EMF's going to go off in the center of the alley. That's where the Footlight Players Club is. That's the actor studio for the production theater. They have all their equipment and lighting and all that stuff in there. It just makes that thing go so don't get excited. Okay? There's also a plaque in the center, another great picture spot. Talks about when this was established as Philadelphia Alley. All right, guys, let's take a walk. And this is a very peaceful, quiet walk down here. So you're going to lead the way. So in case I get anything on this spirit box.
Isn't that the original Confederate flag? Then that one's the 12th South Carolina, and then the Palmetto.
You would probably know better than I would, buddy.
Thank you.
We came here today and did exactly what you were saying. And nobody told us to do it. We just came here to check it out, but they told us to come back.
Oh.
Last night they said if you want to come back, and he was like, let's go to Philadelphia Alley. And we came here and we sat on that same bench.
Did you hear anything?
No. It was so quiet. I was like, yep. Just be quiet for a second to listen.
Yeah.
And it was like, actually, we sat right here on the stone. It was dead quiet.
It's actually where the first time I was here, I actually had my dog with me, and he didn't go crazy about anything. Usually he'll sense things and kind of perk up for me. He's a little wiener dog, but he's pretty sensitive to things, and he usually goes with me on a lot of stuff because he's my support animal. I have epilepsy, so he kind of helps out with some of that stuff. But if things start getting weird or something's affecting me a little too heavy, he speaks up.
Is it a Dachshund or a Shawini?
No, it's a full Dachshund.
Dachshund?
I got 2 of them actually. I had to get
Brown
them.
or black?
Well, Byron, mine, he is a piebald dapple, so he's like multicolored on top. Looks like a chocolate chip cookie, and then he's white on his belly.
Do y'all ever see just full like white apparitions just walk past?
Say again?
Do y'all ever see like full just white apparitions just walk past?
No, not yet. Not through there. I just got it.
Dang, I thought when like they talking to the EMF, you see them like walk up and you see them like walk away or
I saw that
something.
one picture at the Cyril Weed House.
Some of the fingerprints there.
Those are the fingerprints.
Remember that one picture in that in the first room?
That's so creepy.
You guys should check out the Cyril Weed House Facebook page. It's the evidence page, kind of like what you guys are going to get, but it's open forum. So anybody that takes their tour, they can post up whatever they want. There's more fingerprints right underneath his foot. You're going to start to see some scattered. You guys catching some of those fingerprints? Somebody lives here. Here's the full handprint.
Where?
Wow, right there.
Oh, that is a full handprint.
The little frame. Guys, here's the full handprint.
It's cold here.
We're going to get a change of temperature for the street.
I could duel him.
Somewhat quiet. Yeah, somebody lives in that corner house. I think it's like 3.4.
So if one,
3.5.
Really?
so if one person lives,
No, that's actually an art gallery with the apartments on top.
so if one person lives here, it's considered residential. Dang.
That's the way it is around the world, bud.
Oh shoot.
Yep, that's the way it works.
Well, you're not allowed to live in the commercial. People do it, but you're not supposed to. That's probably considered residential or commercial, right?
Well, it's commercial because of the main base.
Right.
The main base is all the art galleries around this corner. So this is like, we call this the gallery district. And I've actually, it's funny that I got in gallery over here.
What if it feels like Stalingrad here, but in the Civil War? Where it was like bayonet, house to house. Dad's got a white outline around his shirt, looking like a ghost shirt.
Tired?
Are you?
I've been tired.
Oh, me too, dude. Gotta get our fossil hunt on too. You gotta get our fossil
Are you still
hunt.
recording?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been trying to double check throughout the night. I had one tour, the guy, he lost it after 20 seconds. We had no video for that
Oh, the
night.
video?
No, I swear it was. It's right here.
Sense that. Talking about pets, being able to sense.
Yep. We were
That's-
actually just talking about my dog. Same thing. Where did Brian and Kelsey go?
They're
Right here.
probably feeling-
Cool. Alright, so guys, we got one more spot we're going to check out. So the building patty corner from you, that's the Wagner building. Us ignorant Americans will probably look at it and say it's Wagner. No, it's Wagner. It's got 3 syllables. So, that used to be part of our cotton industry. Did you guys hear about this building? Not many people talk about this one either. So, the building is, the back of it would have been the warehouse. Obviously, those would have been what our horses and buggies would come out of to load and unload. And then the offices would have been in the very front. So the last person that had this as part of the cotton industry was George Pereira. So if you hear the name George or anything along cotton or trade or anything like that. Yeah, mail came up when we were in the good catch. I got the name Jack. So, not George. So at any rate, he inherited the business from his dad. He had no idea what he was doing. He was a silver spoon kid. He got himself into a bunch of debt. Then the boll weevil moved into town, which means it was a bug that ate cotton. So he was really going to go under very quickly. So instead of selling the cotton to the American government, he decides he's going to sell it to the British government. So the British comes up, by the way, that's Pineapple Park, to kind of give you a reference of where we are. It's only 1 block away. We got a large group coming through. So at any rate, sells to the British, they load up where Pineapple Park is now, they unload it. Somebody gets too close to the cotton on the ship with a pipe, and the whole ship goes up in flames. Oh my god. And a whole slew of people. So the whole ship goes down in flames. He's gone. He was already depressed because of his debt. So he piles all the furniture up and he hangs a noose and he commits suicide. Now, it said you could see the shadow of a swinging corpse from the second-story window from time to time. Don't know which nights or what moon has to be in effect for that to happen, but we do get different temperature gauges on the front of the building. Last night was really cool because we had the word hang and then the word gagging right after.
I think they heard gagging, like
How far back?
maybe 3 minutes ago. I thought
Okay.
it was saying, like not gallow, but
Like
I
that
couldn't
gas,
figure it out
like
that. I think that's what it was. Gagging.
Okay, that's interesting too, because again,
Temperatures are changing from 81 to 82 to 83.
now where's so your particular, when we get to the front of the building, there's a peak at the top. I want to test this because it was a little crazy last night. It got all the way down to 40.
That building, I think.
it was a 25-degree difference.
Yeah.
So I want to test it to see if it's wind, if it's the water, air coming off, those kind of things.
Sorry, dude.
It's never happened before, but I want to test it because I've never really looked at it. So you're going to be a big part of this. And the front of the building is now being turned into a wedding reception area. So it's 3 main wedding receptions. Yeah, and it's probably going to be about 50K to get it. So, because it's going to have like a 10-star restaurant in there. It is. It's
And
good.
I knew by seeing that this building has big history.
A lot.
Sometimes. And he does, no wonder he did what he did.
Right.
How embarrassing.
Exactly.
Pride.
So we have that fried come up here for fire, ship, gagging, hang. We get all kinds of things. I had insects itching, which would have been the boll weevil. So honestly, too, have you guys heard of Poogan's Porch? Has anybody eaten there yet?
I've heard of it.
Okay, it is 1 block this way. I've been getting Zoe, the ghost that haunts that. She's been coming through as well. Her name is spelled Z-O-E. Normally we spell it with a Y, but she comes through with Z-O-E. I just got the word stare when we were in Philadelphia Alley, pretty close to them. So I'm actually probably going to highlight that on your list. She fell down a flight of stairs. That's how she got it. Zoe Stairs. Her last name was Saint Amand.
Yeah, he did get himself in a lot of trouble.
He did get himself. Exactly. So we're going to cross twice legally, and then we're going to walk alongside of the building. Keep in mind these are condos. And then we're going to go to the very front of the building and see what we can capture. This is a hit or miss. It's either going to be super active or super dead. No pun intended. All right. So let's...
What else was there at that house? Oh, that dog. The dog that sits on the porch.
Yeah, Poogan.
Yep. Yeah, Poogan, yeah.
No, we'll stay on this side. Let them talk about it.
How many people died during like the bombardment of the city?
I don't know.
A lot.
You have a lot of great questions, dude. I will never lie to you and say I know something when I don't.
Thank you.
Will not do that.
It's weird because in Doors Abbey, it's like
These
all
are
around
condos?
it's so loud, but this is quiet.
So condos aren't considered,
They are residential.
they are. Okay.
But I was in the gallery portion. But right now, I'm not doing touristy things. We're
Yeah,
just walking.
Just talking.
Will people come out and like scream at you?
No, but there are tourist police.
Are there really?
Tour police?
So one of the funny things about what I do, there's a big debacle right now in Charleston about having a tour guide license, and you don't need one anymore. I don't have a license,
Yeah.
but I have the tour guide book. I've read it cover to cover. I know what I'm talking about. But when he has questions that only Google can answer,
Yeah, I know. I know.
excuse us, guys.
Funny. So that peak right there, straight up.
The very, very tip of the peak. Your laser will reach up there. Where's Taylor? I want to make sure. So you're not going to get anything.
It's 61. 58.
So we're looking. How bad?
It's
How's your
59.
arm?
That was 63.
59 to 63.
Come on, left again.
Only about 2 to 3
Yeah.
degrees cooler last night. So that was a 25-degree drop. You're probably looking at a 20-degree drop. What's our normal temperature? Who's got the camera?
77. Right on the peak it says like 77.
What's our ambient temperature? Who's got the ambient thermometer? Where are we at with that?
So
That'll give me a better
80.3.
No, that's about 8.
Okay, so you got what?
60.
So we got a 20-degree drop.
Look, there's a ghostly rat.
Almost a bucket just from, the water's right there.
The spooky
Ghostly rat. Air from above. Again, odd situation. So I can almost debunk it. I'm going to keep testing it just to see how it goes.
They should let that they should let that one dude who's looking for cigarettes do ghost tours. He'd be awesome.
Give me this, I'll throw it out.
Dude, I am handling business. 69. Label.
Gave me that as soon as we came up here. Who's got? Oh, you got the camera. Okay.
Label, brand. Stands label, stands brand.
Or could have been labeled as a loser.
See?
Do y'all
I
ever,
labeled him by saying, were you humiliated by?
You know,
do y'all ever catch the gray man?
up in Pawleys Island.
No, like up in that graveyard up over there. Like if you're
The
going
Gray
to-
Man's in Pawleys Island.
Oh.
That's Myrtle Beach area.
Oh, so the tour guide last night lied to us.
Yeah, there's no Gray Man down there.
Oh shoot, dude, there's no gray man.
What?
Gray Man's up north. It's near Myrtle Beach.
Well, what's the story about the
slave.
girl with the hoop skirt that stabbed her cane in the ground in that cemetery? She fell down, and hit her head, and died.
I don't know.
Ah, shoot, he lied to us.
He was supposedly
Gray
going.
Man is kind of like a hurricane warning for us. So if somebody in Pawleys Island sees the Gray Man and he tells them to go, they need to leave, and that way they can be safe because there's a hurricane coming. But he'll only show himself to one person.
He said he was like a slave that saved the
There was
church.
an old black man that saved the church from burning.
That would have been probably Denmark Vestige.
Oh,
Yeah, that would have been Denmark.
yeah, they're gonna. I told them they got like you know, stuff.
I haven't come across anything that's related to it, but
That'd be nice to see the gray man. No, thanks, dude. Look at the gigantic ghostly rat.
so again, I'm looking forward to the ship.
Oh,
Fire.
go there.
George. Trade.
Me and you should duel. That'd be pretty fun.
What?
The duel.
Yeah.
It's always hard to hear up here, especially on a Friday or Saturday.
Why? Because of all the people?
It's the cars. I'm not getting anything either. Alright guys, like I said, this is usually a hit or miss. So I'm going to call it. I'll start collecting gadgets. I'll get you guys all my business card. You guys can ask other questions. Tell me what you thought, if you hated it. But I think this was a pretty active tour, and I'm expecting to see a lot within all of the data afterwards. So for those of you that booked,
Who's that rat boy?
person booking, it'll be up to you to text the rest of your party the links. And if I come up with something specific, I'll put it on the main page's notes. Is that fair? So actually, I'll take that first. I'm going to actually end it here. You guys will have an hour and 34 minutes of audio to listen to. And it's great to listen to in the car.
Dude,
That
let's
way you can
listen to
focus.
it.
Oh yeah, on the car on the
Yeah.
way home.
Yep, exactly. So let's get rid of this camera.